In countries that have experienced a major civil war, such as in Syria or Libya, after the war has formally ended, the question is how can we prevent renewed violence? And a key debate has been for a long time, what is the role of democracy and external support for democracy in that particular post-conflict context? Because we know that democracies are particularly stable and rarely break down into renewed violence, but we also know that the process of opening up a closed autocratic regime towards a democracy can be highly violent prone because different actors compete for political power. Now, in a post-conflict situations, we have societies that are highly polarized. There's a culture of violence, there's hatred in this society, and therefore many have argued that in this specific situation it is even more dangerous to support democracy, because here we could return to violent struggle. Now the question is, what is the effect of external support in that context? Because we know democratization can be destabilizing, but does external support reinforce these negative effects, or can it maybe soften or mitigate the destabilizing dynamics and rather strengthen the peace-enhancing effects of a democratic system? And this is what I look at in my dissertation, and what I find is that in fact democracy support that accompanies democratization processes that are already taking place in a post-conflict country can help to mitigate the negative effects of democratization processes and rather strengthen peace. In particular, if the external community does not prioritize stability over democracy, in some situations this can work, but in most situations this is not the safe bet that donors often tend to take if they want to avoid risk. In fact, it can also fail and cause renewed violence or contribute to renewed violence, while supporting democracy and stability in small iterative steps can actually make an important contribution to strengthen peace in a more sustainable way. And what I also look at is whether specific aspects of democracy support are particularly beneficial for peace in that context. And in particular, I find that controlled competition, so support on the one hand for free and fair elections and a vibrant civil society and media, but on the other hand also checks and balances that can control competition to, for example, support independent judiciary that can provide checks on the government in place. This combination that I call controlled competition, if supported by the international community, can actually help to foster peace in post-conflict situations that engage on this process of democratization.